How is everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. If this is the time to bring out your Rattler that we sent home in the gratitude bags. This is what mine looks like. I did kind of a rainbow. And you can see I stapled it together and makes a lot of noise. So at the end of our story today, we're going to use our Rattler, okay? All right, this is the story of Exodus. So I want everybody to get comfortable, find a comfortable spot, and get ready to hear our story. Okay, here we go. Our story today happens in the desert. The desert is a very dangerous place. People do not go there unless they have to. It takes courage to go into the desert. The people of God were living in a place where rains did not come. The crops had no water, so they could not grow food. Everyone was hungry. The children cried at night because they had empty bellies. The mothers and fathers decided to go to a new land where there was food. It's somewhere they had never been before. Their journey began. As families, they crossed the desert. It was hard in the desert, but they kept going toward a land called Egypt. In the land of Egypt, there was a king. He was called Pharaoh. When the people came to the land of Egypt, they found food and work. But the Pharaoh trapped them and they could not go home again. They had to do what the Pharaoh said. They had to live where the Pharaoh said. They had to get up when the Pharaoh said. They had to go to bed when the Pharaoh said. They had to eat what the Pharaoh said. They had to do the work the Pharaoh said. They had to do everything the Pharaoh said. They were slaves. One of these people, whose name was Moses, came to the Pharaoh and said, "Let my people go." And the Pharaoh said, "No." Moses went back many times to tell the Pharaoh to let his people go, and the Pharaoh said, "No." Many strange things happened in the land, but the Pharaoh always said no. Then something terrible happened. The oldest boy of each Egyptian family, even in the families of the pharaohs, died. The oldest boys of the people of God did not die, because the people had marked on the door of their houses. They put the blood of a lamb there, and the angel of death passed over them. When Moses went back to the Pharaoh and said, "Let my people go," the Pharaoh said yes. The people began to hurry to get everything ready. They packed all that they could carry. They baked bread for the journey. There was no time to put leaven in the bread and let it sit, so it swelled up and big and fluffy like the bread you buy at the grocery store. It was flat. You can still eat this bread today. It's called matzo. Whenever you taste it, you can still taste this story. The people went as fast as they could. They were afraid that the Pharaoh would change his mind. Suddenly they heard the hooves of the horses of the king's army. They came up to a river. The army of the pharaohs pushed the people against the water. They did not know what to do. God came so close to Moses, and Moses came so close to God that he knew how to get the people through the water. This one looks scared. He doesn't know what to do. This one is running and happy. This one is confused. This one did cartwheels. This one was scared too. When all the people of God were safe on the other side, the water closed behind them, and they were free. The army of the Pharaoh could not get them. Now all the people were free on the other side. They were so happy they just had to give thanks to God. And Miriam led them in dancing. I wonder, what did you like best about this story? I wonder, what did you think was the most important part of the story? I wonder, could I leave out any part of the story and still have the same story? I wonder, who are you in this story? All right, so boys and girls, I hope you have your shakers. We're going to talk about them in the next story too. But the shaker represents Miriam. Miriam was Moses' big sister, and she celebrated the fact that Moses was able to get the people free from the Pharaoh, and she celebrated him like a big brother. Okay, so think about, or a little brother, think about who do you have younger siblings that you help, that they help you? Think about good friends that you help and they help you. So I want to think about that as we're being thankful and grateful for this in this month of November. Amen.